So what could possibly explain a massive bubble appearing right in the center of Skinwalker Ranch? Well, tonight the team was driven to smoke out the answer. Guys, this ingenious smoke experiment, talk about how it came to be and what your goals were in this particular instance.
Well, we've seen several very interesting physical outcomes at the edge of this, what we're calling the bubble, right? And so the idea in this case is to use a smoke machine to put an indicator in the air and see if the currents behave different from what we might expect. At the boundary of our bubble and at the center of the triangle.
And Mother Nature actually played right into exactly what we needed to do this experiment. The wind was coming directly out of the west, so that goes right down the driveway. So we took the machines in the back of a truck, and as we got close to where the bubble barrier is, we literally see the smoke spread out like it hits a barrier that we can't see, and at one point, with the wind at our back, the smoke literally comes back towards us.
I am recording. Our gusts are at 40.5 miles per hour. Current wind speeds are 31.1.
That's crazy. It's almost like we're having a hurricane out here or something. All right, let's back up. Hang on, Thomas. All right, Jim, we're approaching the bubble boundary. We're gonna stop just short of it. Okay, stop there. Wow!
Travis, it's being pushed back at us.
It looks like it's coming our way.
Yeah, it came backwards on us.
Right at the wall.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think for me, the location was the fascinating part of that because it only happened right there at the bubble boundary. When we got on either side of it, the smoke, it went back to behaving the way that I would expect it to.
It was repeatable, and that makes no sense. I mean, that suggests that it really is some sort of physical phenomenon there.
Yeah, a field, some type of field effect that is forcing the smoke to be dispersed in certain patterns that seem strangely consistent with the LiDAR scans around the bubble.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you broke it down that way, too, with the smoke patterns, because to the untrained eye, you could look at any kind of smoke movement and say, well, that was a swirl of wind or something like that.
Turbulence.
Right. Smoke could act in certain ways that can be explained by that. But to have it consistently fit the barrier of the bubble that you've seen time and time again now be basically proven to be there and have the smoke kind of curve around it is incredible.
You know, we did other locations too, and I think it was the sum total of the whole experience that really, for me, created my impression of what I thought I was seeing.
Well, that's a great point you make, because then you went to the triangle. And let's talk about what you found there, because that got very interesting too.
Yeah, you know, we're continuing to observe the flow of this smoke. And of course, we're going right back to what you might think of as the scene of the crime, you know, ground zero. You know, we've seen this, whatever this thing is that we've been calling the Blob. We've seen very strange behavior of smoke rings previously, all of our rocket launches and so forth. So, of course, this is a natural way to extend the study of, you know, the flow there in the middle of the triangle.
All right, let's crank it up. All right, Eric, we're about to go. That's extra when it does that.
What's that?
Sometimes it pushes it down. That's kind of
I ain't seen it go down.
Like, look at that. It should be going straight ahead with the wind. But right at that 31-foot mark, something's pushing it down. That's crazy. It actually appeared as if there was something right there above the launch tower. That's the westernmost tower. That seemed to make the smoke want to move around it or avoid it, just like the rockets do.
I will say, the one thing we didn't see it do was just go straight through.
That's exactly right.
Oh, it felt like a study in chaos, honestly.
Yeah, it did. Well, that's exactly what it was.
Well, at the very least, the results are mysterious.
There you go.